This electric scooter right in front of me is the Nanrobot N6 72 volt 30 amp hour, which means this thing will do 50 miles an hour for $2,000. Now before we test it out, let's check out some of the specs real quick, then we'll put on our GoPro and we'll see if this thing is actually worth it by the end of this video. So let's get into it. Nice projector style housing headlight. We're riding on 10-inch wheels. Here's your 72 volt motor. These are 1500 watts each with a peak of 2500 watts. You got your adjustable rear suspension. You got adjustments right underneath and one in the back as well, if you can see that tucked under there pretty good. You get a working brake light in the back and you can see that the sides flash as well for extra safety. The sides also act as a turn signal. You get a nice footrest back here. You get a very thick layer on the main deck with the logo right in the middle. And in the rear, you have the hook because this does fold down and you can latch it up right there. And to do that, it's very simple. You just gotta take this off all the way and then this whole thing will fall all the way back. Once it's in this position, you just have to pull this down just enough to get it right under this lip. And then from there on, you can just grab the whole handle and you can lift it up. Now, when you do plan on picking this thing up, keep in mind it is 92.6 pounds. This hook right here can also be used to put grocery bags on just in case you gotta stop at the grocery store and you can tie them on to here. Now, the scooter does hold someone up to 330 pounds. I'm 170 pounds and I'm 5'9" to give you an idea of how I look standing on it and how tall I am. You also have very, very good suspension on this and I'm very excited to see how comfortable it is when we take it out for a spin. Here's a look at the headlight and I guess all the lights on this scooter. I definitely got to show you a lot of the RGB functions because it does come with a remote, but real quick before we get to that, here's a look at the headlight, and it is a little bit brighter in the front because we do have the other lights on. This is without all the RGB or that front panel light on the stem, but when you turn that on, you get a little bit more light. I do like that it has a little indicator, a red like straight line on the ground. I don't know if that's exactly for making sure you know where you're going straight, but I kind of like that. It's a cool little ground effect. The headlight though, it's gonna look very bright in the center, but I was expecting it to be a little tiny bit wider. It looks like it's just a direct beam right in the center. You also have a little lens cap that you can kind of push down on here. You can see that it's kind of giving it like an evil eye look. Now moving on to the back. The back looks great. That brake light is very noticeable. I like how the sides flash as well. And then you also have your turn signals that look very pronounced. But if you do have your turn signals on, they do still flash. So I like that. So people are still gonna definitely be able to see you and it still gets brighter as well. Very nice feature on this thing. Now they give you this cool remote right here. And what I like about this remote is that you can do any type of color setting you want on this thing. You can have it go off of music. You can do the power on and off, how bright you want it to be. You could do like an opening and closing LED thing. You do a pattern strobe. You can do whatever you want. And I'm gonna show you that right now. Let's turn off the lights and let's go. So the first thing you can do, obviously you can turn them off, you can turn them on. You can also do an auto mode if you want. This is kind of like a startup booting mode. This is auto right now. And then you can also do an opening. And then this is the closing. Then you can do music. So go off my voice or go off of any sound. And you can tell when I stop talking, it goes away. Just like that. So that's kind of cool. Then you can also speed up stuff. So if you wanted to like breathe colors, you can speed that up so it goes super, super fast. Or you can slow it way far down where it takes a longer time to go through. Then you have your modes, and this is where I kind of get into the fun of it because the modes have different customizations already on here. And I just found one that I liked, how it had the little strobing thing. That's probably one of my favorite ones right there. But the cool thing is there's just so much stuff you can do to it and you can make it as bright as possible. You just got to find out which one you like the most. This is where your charging ports are on the scooter. It's on the left-hand side and you get 2 of them. Keep in mind though, the scooter only comes with 1 charger and it will take 12 hours from dead to full. If you do buy a secondary charger, it's not gonna cut your time exactly in half, but it's gonna bring it down to 8 hours. The kickstand's pretty beefy. We have nut hydraulic brakes. These are how the nut hydraulic brake levers look like. Now to turn the scooter on, you come up here, you hold that. You're gonna need your NFC chip, which I basically just left right over here on the other side. You're gonna see it says card and it should turn on. Then you can see your voltage over here, which is super nice. You can see your odometer. I did test it out up and down the street real quick. It does stay in park mode, but if you do come over here to one of the brake levers and you push it, it will go into gear number 1. Now to switch your gears and all that kind of stuff, you come over here and you push the plus button, that will go up in gear. If you hold the plus button, it will go from dual motor to single motor. And then if you come back over here and you double tap the power button, you're gonna see that we can go from voltage and we can go to power. So that will be our power limit on the left-hand side of the screen. And if you double tap it again, it will go back to voltage. Now this is your atmosphere button. I call it the RGB button, but that's what they call it. But if you don't want the intention, you could just turn it on and off. It also works with the front light as well. We'll turn that off. So if you don't want any lights, just do that and you'll still have your brake light and your headlight on if you're riding at night, so don't worry about that. And if I didn't say it already, I love this display. I do have my turn signal on. I like that it shows you that. So this is where your turn signals are at up here. They're only in the back, they're not in the front. You got your horn below that. Oh,
12 seconds later.
Okay, I'm back. That was super loud. And then this is your headlight button to turn it on and off. And that's pretty much everything you really need to know in the front. Now, other than that, we're just gonna go on the GoPro and ride this thing. I think one last thing you need to know is that they say you can get 81 miles of range out of the 72 volt, 30 amp hour battery, but that is with a lighter rider, and that is in like mode 1 with one motor running. So don't think you're gonna get that doing 50 miles an hour. We're gonna see kind of how our battery drops. We're gonna go out the voltage and see at the end of this video where it ends up at. So stay tuned and let's go to the GoPro. All right, so I decided to start this video in mode 1, gear 1. And I'll say it doesn't go that fast. This is not a very scary ride. It says we're getting up to about 18, 17 miles an hour roughly with a full battery charge in mode 1, gear 1. So I think we're gonna bump it up a little bit to gear 3 in single motor. And then again, we'll go to dual motor in a second, but let's see how fast single motor does in gear 3. So here we go. I'll also check my phone as well and see if GPS is accurate. We also have a lot of wind coming our way, just keep in mind. So the display is very hard to read out in the sun, I'm pretty sure for you guys. The mile per hour is very clear. Everything else is kind of small and dim. But 34 miles an hour so far, we're going. And I got these tires aired up to about 45 to 47 PSI. Yeah, so I'm looking at about 36 I saw right here, real quick. But I saw a constant 35 miles an hour, so let me see on my phone. Oh yeah, 100% accurate, 35 miles per hour. So whatever you see on this display is correct on my phone. Cool, all right. And we're also doing our distance as well, and we'll see where our voltage ends up at too. We are going to go in the dual motor. Again, remember, you have to hold the plus button. I'm going to stay in 3. It already went into park already, so had to hit the brakes to let that go. And yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Oh shit. This is my first 72 volt scooter. And this thing is cooking, man. Holy crap. 46, 40, oh, 48. Wow. Oh, I think we got regen too. That felt like regen. I barely pushed the brakes. And it is slowing me down a lot. That's awesome. Go, car, go. Peace out, suckers. Oh, I love it. I better put my foot on this backrest because, damn, we're flying. It's a little not sketchy on this thing, but I'm not used to it yet. I haven't even put 2 miles on this thing and I'm already going max speed. Oh man, all right, we better slow it down just a little bit. I don't want to wreck. I got to get used to this thing. All scooters and all bikes are different. My eyes are tearing up. I'm going so fast. I got to put my visor down on my helmet. Oh man, I got a little tiny bit of a speed wobble right there. That's because the ground went up and it went down. Woo, I'm just not used to it yet. I got to get my balance right. Holy moly. Let me see how fast we went on that run. I saw about 46 or 47. So if my phone says that, then it's accurate. Oh, dang, it is accurate. 47 miles per hour. Sweet, man. This thing is exactly like matched up perfectly to these wheels. So whatever speed I see on here, that's how fast I'm going. Now keep in mind, it's up to 50 miles an hour. So it's gonna depend on the terrain, where you're riding at, how heavy I am as well. I'm pretty sure if you're like under 150 pounds, you'll easily hit that. But yeah, this thing is still moving. This is no slouch whatsoever. And peeling out on it is pretty fun too. Oh, hold on. I gotta hit the brake. Make sure you hit the brakes. It always goes into park mode when you sit there for a second, or you're gonna stand on the scooter and then fall right off of it because you're not gonna have power until the brakes are hit. Thanks, man. The guy didn't even look to see if I was coming or not, man. Get the hell out the way. I'm on a fast-ass 72-volt scooter, baby. I still can't believe this thing is like $2,000. Now, I was doing 48 right there. Now, one thing that I'm actually surprised on is that they didn't put wider tires on here. Now, I'm used to another scooter, I'm not gonna mention names, but they had very fat tires on it, and it felt super stable. Now, it's not like this thing doesn't feel stable, but it doesn't feel as stable as some other ones that I've been on, especially when you're hauling ass like that, and you don't have a flat, nice road. If you have a road with a lot of like bumps that go up and down, you start getting a little bit of you better hold on to the damn handlebars and pay attention type of feeling. But damn, this thing definitely takes off. It's gonna catch up to every car that you leave the light from, unless they're hauling ass too. But if they're just driving like normal, you should be able to stay up next to everybody. All right, so I am in my speed test, and I know this thing's gonna blow this test out of the water. So most of the products that I do go up to about 27, 28. If they're over 28, they're on the faster side. If they're over 30, they're more of the torquey side of e-bikes or electric scooters. Scooters are always pretty damn fast because, I don't know, they just are. But before I do this test, let me hold that. We're in single motor now. I'm gonna keep it in gear number 3, and let's try it out right now. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Nice and gradual. I really like single motor if you're just trying to get around town and you're not trying to fly all over the place. I'm already doing 28. I'm not even at the end of the road yet. 30, 31, 32, and 33. There we go. We reached 33 before we got to the end of that section, and that's on single motor. Wow, let's see what dual motor can do. Can you switch to dual motor while riding? Yes, you can. All right, that's a cool feature. I didn't know if you could do that or not. 3, 2, 1, dual motor. Oh shoot, I didn't even stand on the scooter yet. It was taking off without me. Oh, 30 miles an hour already. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to slow down way ahead. 40. Oh damn, oh there's a car too. 41. Ooh, all right. We could have probably got up to about 43, but that was way too fast. I needed time to hit the brakes. Wow. Let's go check it out in the sun over here. So here it is out in the sun. We got a random towel over here, and we got a nice couch. I guess I can use that as a filming couch to film this thing and sit down and relax. But yeah, no, this is a bright scooter. There's different colors on their website. We got the red and black, or red and silver one. This looks like a Sir color. This thing is definitely super red. And shout out to Sir, he just hit 1 million subscribers today as I'm filming this, so huge shout out to him. But yeah, this is a cool scooter, I think. I love the fact that I can see the headlight. I can see the blue ring around it. That thing is bright. You really can't see this lit up during the day when the sun's shining on it. And you really can't see the RGB lights down there, but you could definitely see that headlight. But yeah, this is a gorgeous looking scooter. It's actually not as big as I thought it was gonna be compared to some other scooters that I've ridden that weren't even 72 volt. This is actually kind of on the more compact side. And again, it has smaller tires than I thought it was gonna have. I thought it was gonna have like 4-inch wide tires or something like that. But it's still trucking along. It's pretty good. It's just once you hit about, I want to say over 45 miles an hour, pay attention to the road because any type of small movement could be catastrophic. Now, this isn't an off-road scooter, but you know what? I'm just going to go off-roading. I'm not going to do this test because I already know it's going to haul ass up with this thing, and I'm going to put it in single motor so I don't eat shit. But let's take this shortcut so we can go do our turning test and our brake test. Yeah, I'm not even on the throttle. I'm just kind of coasting up. With these tires that are on here and how bumpy this terrain is, and these tires are aired up as well. They're almost maxed out. I don't feel comfortable going any faster than about 25 miles an hour on this thing out here. Now, can you go faster if you really want to? Sure, but is it like really safe to do so? Probably not. But it's okay. Definitely not an off-road scooter though. But if you need to do some light off-roading just to get to where you need to do like I do now, should be all right. Feels weird being in traffic, but it is what it is. I gotta make sure it doesn't go into the park mode because then I'll be holding everybody up. So let's go. Oh shit, I forgot. I'm in single motor. We gotta switch over to dual motor. There we go. Holy shit, now we're moving. We're staying up with this truck. Woo, we're hauling ass. Oh, this is a nice smooth road to be on for this thing. This feels comfortable as hell. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna let off because there's some big dips right here, if you can see that. Oh yeah, that felt great. Turning on this thing is very responsive and quick. It actually scares the shit out of me because it's so easy to turn. I actually wish there was a little bit more resistance to turning on this thing because it goes so fast. Because like you can get like super low. Like I could probably make a U-turn right here. Like, see, look at that. Oh, just don't get in the power too crazy. But yeah, you can make U-turns like super quick once you get used to your balance on this thing. One thing you gotta keep in mind though is that you see this cable right here? This is how much you can turn the wheel this way because that cable goes down there. And I believe it's the motor cable, and you have a brake cable right there too, but it's the motor cable. This way you could turn it and it locks right there. So it almost does the same, but this locks a little sooner. Just be careful. You don't want to pull that cable out or mess anything up. But now we're gonna try out the brake test. We do all our brake tests at 28 miles an hour. So I'm gonna do my best to try to regulate that power. There we go, we're good right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, not that great. We just slid the whole entire time. And if we stop close to this line, that's more on the worst side. Now, it's not that the brakes suck or anything like that. These nut brakes are great. The problem is these tires are so thin of the contact patch. This is your only contact patch right here in the middle. That's why I say when you go over bumps and you kind of get a little wishy-washy, like it feels a little unstable. Not crazy unstable, but just enough where you're gonna definitely feel it in the handlebars. But this is all you're riding on and stopping on. I would have liked to seen a wider, flatter tire. But you can see, look, see my whole line all the way from there? I even braked right before that and we slid all the way over here. Not the best stopping scooter I've had because of the skinny tires, not really the brakes. This thing also makes no noise, if you wanted to know that. The only noise I hear is I have my NFC chip still zip tied up here and I keep hearing them like clacking around, but if you take those off, you're not gonna hear it. The only thing I hear is a slight tire noise and that's it. All right, thanks truck, I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't want to let my hand off because I saw SrCentralDriver's video one day. He put his hand off and he crashed. So hold on with both hands, baby. 48, 49. Woo! Yeah. We're almost basically hitting 50 already. And our battery has been going down. Yeah, this thing is fast. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet is that the grips feel good. Normally I don't wear gloves on these videos just to kind of get a feel of how the grips are. And they're perfectly fine, they feel great. I do like that they have the palm rest grip on them because when you do slam on the brakes and you know, you're trying to grab on to the bars and whatnot, it definitely helps your palms and having like a better contact patch to hold on to instead of a flat grip. I really like it on scooters because it really makes sense. It's actually fast. I mean, I don't even think you need that much power, but it is so nice to have that power when you need it. Now, I will say that when you do get on the throttle, especially when rolling, it does slightly bring you into the power. It's not like, holy crap, max power altogether. It kind of gradually gets into it. Which reminds me, we're at 80.6 volts right now, but I haven't turned on the actual power setting to see what we're pulling. So let's go to that. So right now, if you guys can't see that, I can barely see it. Right there, I pull 1900 watts. So not a crazy amount of power. We are in dual motor. Oh, what is that? Is that a cat? Oh, this thing is definitely fun. I'm gonna do another video on this thing for sure. We're gonna take it to work. We're gonna ride it at night because I really need to see how these lights look at nighttime. Like I really do, because I'm really curious. I feel like it's a great looking projector style light, but it didn't look very wide. So really want to test that out. And I want to see how that light on the stem, how that performs as well. Man, there are so many cracks over here. I'm trying not to fall into them because these tires, again, they're not very wide for a scooter that goes this fast, and I'm not trying to get stuck in one of those going pretty fast and then become unstable. But it's not a very good area where I ride at. Let's see how it does over speed bumps. I'm going pretty quick. Oh yeah, not bad at all. Suspension is not bad, it's very comfortable. All right, so this is the part of the video you guys are probably waiting for. We're gonna go back to the house. I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts on this scooter, on how I feel about it in under like 5 minutes, hopefully. All right guys, so not too bad of a scooter, honestly, for $2,000. Now, I'll put a chart on the screen right now, a 72 volt chart, because I got back and it's actually going up now after I took the picture for you guys that I have on the screen. We're at 80.4 volts right now, and you guys can see where our battery charged. And keep in mind, you saw how I rode. I was going pretty much 40 to 45 miles an hour on average, and I was topping out at about 47 miles per hour. I wasn't babying this thing. I actually ride very fast. I only did single motor for maybe a mile, if that. And it says we did 8 miles on here, and my phone said we did, I think, like 8.8 miles roughly. I'll put that on the screen so you can see that. But it's not bad. I think one of the things I like about it the most is all the colors they put on here. You got the RGB lights, they got the brake lights, the turn lights. I like how durable this thing is as well, and I like that you can put grocery bags on here. The horn is outstandingly loud. I'll do it again. That, I don't understand how that horn is so loud, but it is like piercing loud. It's kind of annoying if you just kept tapping it. That's why I didn't do it in today's video, but definitely a very good horn. Dedicated headlight button. If you do hit it very fast, it will flash like that. Something I noticed. And then, yeah, I like the throttle. I like that it puts it in park for you, so no one's gonna come up and touch it after about like 30 seconds or so. And it's cool. The only thing that I was a little sketched out on was the stability of it after about 44 or 45 miles per hour. If you have any patchy roads in your area, these are skinny tires, I would say, for something that goes this fast. And it felt a little like you are holding on and making sure you don't crash when you're going that fast. And the other thing is too, if you're going from like 0 to 10 miles an hour, it also kind of feels like that because you're not going fast enough for it to kind of like stay steady. You got to balance yourself. But if you're riding in the middle speed, like 20 to 40, it's perfectly stable and it feels perfectly fine. I would recommend it for $2,000. I do like some other scooters that feel a little bit more stable, but this is the fastest one I've got, and this thing definitely takes off like a beast. And I told you guys that it had a 30 amp hour battery, and I just want to make sure you guys know that it is using Samsung 21700 cells in there, just so you can have an idea of what's going on. And then it also had a UL certified sticker on the front that I showed you in the beginning of this video. So yeah, go pick it up if you guys like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more content, because I am going to take it to work and I'm going to go have fun with it at nighttime, and hopefully nothing bad happens to us, but I don't think so because this thing is so lit up like a Christmas tree. And I'll also try to remember to bring my remote so we can mess around with the lights and stuff like that. But yeah, I had a blast on this thing, so let's see you in the next video. Peace out. You guys are the true MVPs. Later.